Going to basic drill number 3 is duck walk to a pivot, choke up, switch off, step and drive across. All right, basically this is what you're doing in a head outside switch to a double. But there's so many things that we can do here once you understand it. It really helps your wrestling, improves your learning abilities. You understand angles, you understand your power. There's so much to it, and hopefully that's what we're going to get to you so that you can really understand what you're doing when you do these drills. A lot of people pass through these drills and don't do them the right way, and it takes them forever to learn technique. Once you get through this, it makes it simple when you come up to your feet to do your next 3 drills. After this one, we're going to learn the proper wrestling stance, the one that we use in the Prescott wrestling system that has been very effective. Now, step number 1. Back leg slides, toe kicks out, wrap down, wrap over, 1. Step 2, pivot directly to the side, both feet. Step 3, remember to keep that nice angle on that leg. Step 3, chin to the shoulder, bring your head down a little bit, but still keep your eyes up and look in the direction that you're going. Now if you notice, this is directly to the side of me. This is directly in front of me. What I'm doing is I'm looking right about in the middle of those 2 crosshairs. If we look at our crosshair, when we pivot on the side here, our wall is right in front of us, so we just draw that line out to the side. And now we're going started going straight down the mat. So here's our crosshair. So we're really not going directly to the side. What happens when you go directly to the side? A lot of times a guy can get his hips out and get away from you. Okay? We want to take him toward his back when we do this. That's why we practice it this way and go somewhere in the middle, not directly to the side. Now, let's start again here. Step 1, back leg slides, toe kicks out. Step 2, pivot directly to the side. Step 3, chin to the shoulder, head down, leaning slightly over your center of gravity. Step 3. Step 4, I'm going to choke up, switch off. Now, what's important here is when I choke up, to keep this same angle of the leg, I have to choke up to the ball of my foot. If I choke up to a flat foot, it changes the angle of my leg where I'm driving this way with my leg, not into him and across. Okay? So when I choke up, switch off, I'm going to choke up to the ball of the foot, but keep that same nice angle into the guy, into your opponent. Now, my other hand, if you look at my hands here, the leg is basically straight down here. So when I switch off, I take my outside hand to switch off to the tendon on the back of his leg and the back of his knee. Okay? This hand will then wrap over the leg here. So now, the next step, step number 5, I'm going to drive with this leg, I'm going to step up with this leg, and I'm going to land in an anchoring position. So I'm going to choke up, switch off at the same time. Now I'm going to step and drive across. Step up, drive across, drive with this leg. Choke up, switch off. Now I'm going to step and drive, travel in a squatting position. As I travel, I pull my elbow back to my body so that my wrist lands on my knee. If I'm up here where I'm standing up straighter, there's no shelf for you to anchor your arm on. And here is my block. The guy's leg is right here. Your opponent's leg is right here. So now I have this nice wall where his leg is trapped and I can keep driving him over top of that. It's very simple to do. Now, if I'm not in a squatting position, I want to guide the other leg out, and I want to rest my hand here on my thigh. I can't do that if I'm not in a squatting position. There's nothing to rest there. Okay? So let's go through it one more time. Duck walk to a pivot, choke up, switch off, step and drive across. This is drill number 3 in your 10 basic drills. Okay? Step 1, back leg slides, toe kicks out, wrap down, wrap over, square chest. Step 2, pivot directly to the side, both feet. Step 3, chin to the shoulder, leaning slightly over your center of gravity leg in the center of the pie of your crosshairs. I don't want to go directly to the side. It's not going to work as well. Guys can get away from you there. Now, when I choke up, switch off, I have to choke up to the ball of the foot, switch off to the tendon. I don't want to be reaching up here. I don't want to grab his thigh. I don't want to grab his butt. I don't want to grab his back. I want to grab the tendon on the back of his leg with my hook. Now, this hand will then wrap and hook on his leg that was wrapped with this arm first, because you went with the right leg, you wrap with the right hand first. So I choke up, switch off, step number 4. Step number 5, step up, drive across, and anchor in your position. Choke up, switch off, travel, and anchor. Pull your elbow back, put your wrist on top of your knee with your hook. My hand guides the leg out, and I just set it here for practice. This is where I want to see your anchoring position. This is where you're going to be able to do whatever you want with a guy. You get a guy here, you'll be able to lift him, you'll be able to drive him down, and then we're going to look for more back points here. Okay, now after we do it on one side, on the right side, all we're going to do is go back down and do it on the left side. We're going to start with the left side position. Okay, so now we're going to go right, then left. So we're going to do this all the way down the mat, then all the way back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop. Get set in the left leg position, duck walk position, and do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your elbow back so your wrist is over top of your knee. Guide the leg out so my palm is pointed backwards, and I'm in a squatting position here. Now from here, this position, you can lift the guy, we can run him down, we have an arm turk, leg turk, we've got a leg stack, and we've got a PVL, which is called a Prescott Viper Lock. It's pretty rad. It's awesome technique, especially for fighters. Now, this drill you want to do down and back in your steps, and talk to yourself in your head about your steps. Because now when you talk to yourself in your head and you understand the steps and the steps that are in each drill, then you can blend them by using the numbers in your head. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick example of how I blend those numbers in a duck walk to a pivot, choke up, switch off, step and drive across, which is drill number 3 in your 10 basic drills. First, I'm going to do it step by step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to stop, I'm going to come back and do it on the left side. Now I'm going to do it blending it, but I'm going to do the numbers so that you can hear the numbers and how I blend them. This makes it very simple to make it a natural motion, a natural movement. If you notice when you choke up, switch off, step and drive across, I don't come back. When I'm here and I choke up and switch off, I don't come back this way. The reason I choke up to my toes is to keep that strong angle into the guy so I can keep all the weight over on that far leg. If I come back this way, now he has stuff that he can do. I don't have the pressure on him that I need to finish my takedown. He can very simply hip into me, sprawl, do the things that he has to do. So when I choke up, switch off, step and drive across, I don't want to come back like this and then drive across. I want to keep that same angle and drive from that toe. Boom! That's why we travel with power and land in the anchoring position, a squatting position. Bring your elbow back, guide the leg out, and point your palm of your hand back. Now, we're going to blend the numbers together. We're going to blend the technique, the 5 steps that we have to the anchoring position. I want you to listen to how it's done. It's very simple, and you can do this. You can do it in your head, you can do it out loud. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do it out loud so you can hear it. Okay, nice and slow. I'm not going to stop in each step like I did to show you step by step. I'm going to continue all the way through it as I elongate my numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's really that simple. And we can slow it down a little bit more as long as you keep your body moving so that you can understand what you're doing here. Let's do it a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And into your anchoring position.